Okay, so till now we have seen some basic methods from the Selenium, that is, let's say, how to open a browser, then how to open URL, then how to type in text box, text area, how to click, right? So these methods we have done, and we know that the click operation can be done on button, links, radio buttons, checkboxes, right? Then send keys. Okay. So till now we have touched several parts of the Java, like we have seen the if else, we have seen the loops, we have seen the arrays. Huh. So send keys operation can be done on text box and text area. Okay. So now today we are going to deal with drop downs, and the best example to deal with the drop down is this site, uh, lifepartner.in. Okay, so here there are several drop downs. Actually earlier you will see here quite like this. So in this area, so I'm just zooming it for you. So this area is there for looking for then age, community, marital status. So you will find several drop downs here, and with the help of which you can practice a lot, right? So this is the example I generally use for practicing for the drop down, right? Now drop down. So selecting selecting from a drop down. Okay, so this is actually today's agenda. So how to select from a drop down. Now to select from a drop down, we should understand the three terminologies first, right? So let's understand three terminologies first. So if you carefully observe the source code of this drop down, so right click and inspect element, and we know how to reach to the source code. You click on this arrow key, slightly move toward the code or the web element, and you see the code will be highlighted here. Let me just slightly zoom it. Okay, so here you see in the navy blue color the code is highlighted, and let's expand it, and you will see two options here, option 1 and option 2, right? So this is option slash option. Okay, let me reduce the zoom, and here you will see bride and groom. So let me just copy this code. Can I copy it? I don't think so, but you see, so this is actually the code here. Okay, or let's just have a screenshot of it. Let's focus on this code. Okay, see this code. So select slash select, inside it option slash option, option slash option, right? So this kind of code is there for this particular drop down. Let's try the another drop down. Let's say marital status, or the community. Community has several options. So move your cursor over here, and again you will find a select/select, and if you expand it, you will see several communities here. So let me just take a screenshot of this as well, and again go to here, and let's just see. So this is the code here, right? Yes. So now focus here. So select, and at the end it would be /select, right? So select/select, and inside it there will be several options, options/options, and inside it there will be some value, right? Now observe carefully. So the value that you are seeing here, right, or the value that you are seeing here, this, 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 or this. So this is actually a visible text. Okay, so this is a visible text because you see this text, or this is the text that is visible in the drop down. Okay, so if you go and select the drop down here, so you will see all the text here, it is visible, right? So this is called as visible text. So this is the first terminology. So first terminology is the visible text. Okay, so first terminology is the visible text. Then if you start counting this from, let's say this is 0, this is, I'll count it from here. So this is, let's suppose, 0th option, this is first option, this is second option, this is the third option, this is the fourth option, and so on. So this is nothing but the index. Okay, so just understand. So the second terminology is index. You might be also finding uh, let's use some another color. So this is actually value, 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 right? So this is actually again one of the terminology, that is the value. Okay, so value. Okay, so visible text, which is there inside option/option, and which is also visible on the when you open the drop down. So whatever the thing is there which is visible, that is actually there inside options/options, right? So this is a visible text, and if you start counting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that is actually index, and the value that you see here is actually the value. Okay, so these are actually three terminologies, and based on which we are going to select the value from the drop down. Yes, so before I explain further, please confirm whether you understood these three terminologies or not. So index, value, and visible text. Yes, on the chat please confirm that you understood, or if any doubts is there, please come forward and tell me. Right, so this is the third one. So first one visible text, second one index, and third one is the value, right? So index, visible text, and value. Okay, so now to select from drop down, we have below steps. So in just three steps, we will be selecting a value from a drop down. Okay, so first step is find the web element. Okay, so for example, web element, let's say, now this is the drop down for community, so drp community is equal to look at this. So I have class name or name, I have name and id I have here. So using name or using id I can find, so I'll choose the name. Okay, so let's find it using name. So driver dot find element by dot name. Okay, and name is this cm. Okay, so first step is done. Second step is create the object of the select class. Okay, so select is actually a class from selenium. Actually you will find several select class, but while choosing you should choose from the selenium only, right? I'll show you while implementing. So you have to create select object like this. So select, let's say I'll name it as cell or select community is equal to new select, and pass this web element here, right? Pass the corresponding web element, pass the corresponding web element into the constructor of select class. Okay, so this is the second step, and final and third step is select the element. Okay, so we can select by either visible text, value, or index, right? So we can either select by visible text, value, or index. Okay, so I'll show you one by one how to select it. So use the object of select by using object of select. Now use the object of select, that is select community dot select by visible text into the round bracket, pass the string of the visible text. Okay, so let's pass the visible text, whatever it is you want to pass. Let's say no preference. Okay, so whatever visible text you will pass, that will be selected. So this is the one way. Second way is you can select by value, right? So select community, select by value, and value again you can give here 0 or whatever value you have there. You can choose whatever value you want to choose, right? So values is equal to, now see, in both the cases the parameter is string. Okay, so parameter is string. So but in third case, when I say uh, select community, because third option I have select by index, so select by index. Okay, so here I am going to select some index here. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 4, whatever index you want to select you can select, and that index will be integer, right? So here parameter is integer. Okay, so this is actually the procedure of selecting an element from the drop down list. Okay, so yes, are you getting this? Please confirm. Have you understood this? I am going to show you the real example as well. Yes. Okay, so let's implement this. Let's open IntelliJ IDEA. Yes. So right click and say new Java class. Let's say drop down demo. Okay, so public static void main. Now let's reach to this page, that is lightpartner.in. So for that we know WebDriver manager dot chrome driver dot setup. WebDriver driver is equal to new chrome driver and driver dot get this livepartner.in. Okay, let's just see whether we are on the correct page or not. Yes, it is getting opened. Let's maximize the window. So driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Okay, and now let's do these steps. Okay, so as we have already found, I'll just copy the things here. So the first step here is to find the web element. So I have found the web element of the community. Okay, and then let's create the object of select. So select. Now you see, you will see two select here, but one is from Apache and one is from Selenium, right? Observe it carefully. So choose from Selenium only. Okay, so choose from Selenium. Select, let's say cell community is equal to new select and pass the web element here. Okay, now finally you can select by any method. So select community dot, you will get the option here, select by visible text or by value or by whatever, by visible text. Okay, so let's say visible text is no preference. Okay, but the spelling should be exactly same, right? Otherwise it won't select your, but by the way, the no preference is already selected. So let's say no religion, we will say no religion. Copy, let's say paste no religion, save, right click and run. Let's just see whether we select this value in the drop down or not. You see, in the community, the no religion is actually selected. Okay, uh, now let's try with some another way. Let's try by value. Okay, so let me just comment this. So select community dot select by value, and let's just see the value for inter-religion. We will try this inter-religion and copy this. Okay, so this is the value inter-religion. Save this, right click and run. See, the inter-religion is selected here. Okay, so let's try by index. Okay, so if you just count it from here, so you will get let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 11 is the other one, so let's try to get this 11th. 0 1 2 3 4 5 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 is actually, so we will try the 10th. Select community dot select by index, and here index is an integer value, so no need to give round brackets, the curl quotes there, right? So there should not be quotes here because it is an integer value. So right click and run. Okay, you see, so the 10th value was the others and it is selected here. Okay, so yes, have you understood this, how to select from the drop down? Yes, this is actually the real code of selecting from the drop down. Okay, it's simple and you just need to have a practice. So this is from for homework. I'll give you for homework. Try other drop downs on the site lifepartner.in. So I have just tried one, you try others. Okay, so this is your homework, right? You have to show me before tomorrow's session. Okay, try the other drop downs from this site. Fine. So this is actually one of the drop down. That is actually, this is a list. Okay, so I have one question. Sir, we used parameterized constructor as select. Yes. So select has a parameterized constructor. Yes, that is correct. Mm, yeah. So this drop down is actually a kind of list. Okay. By object, we used method. So let me just bring you there. So this select is a class whose constructor takes object as an argument and it does something inside it. If you want to see, you press control here and click here. So you will observe that web element is the argument that its constructor is taking and something is happening here, right? So what is this code? Even I don't know, right? So this is actually the Selenium implementation of the select class. This is the select constructor. Okay, fine. Now, yes. So this drop down, it's said to be a list, right? So this is actually a list. This is a kind of a list where at a time only one element can be selected, right? At a time only one element can be selected, right? But we have some lists where at a time multiple things can be selected. Okay, so yes, I have my own example here, so let's just try that. In yesterday also I will send you one file. Yes, so look at this. So this is a drop down, this is a normal drop down, and this is a multi-select list. Okay, so if you observe its code, and its code is actually quite similar. Move your cursor here, and it has also the similar kind of code here. You see, select slash select and option slash option. You might also have values here, right? It's just that it has one parameter, that is multiple equal to multiple. That's not the case in this drop down, in this select, right? So this is just a normal select code, and this is the multi-select kind of thing. So here actually you can press control and select the multiple uh, things, or deselect operation is also available here. Select and deselect. Now the same code is actually applicable for this multi-select list as well. Okay, so let's demonstrate this using one of the example. Uh, yeah, so let me just try this. One real-time example is there. So let's just see whether that is available or not. It is on pune.click.in. That is actually a good real-time example. and let's say post your ad, jobs, IT jobs. Yes, so this is a link, and let's try this whether we can open this link. And what we will do is we will select some location here. Actually, only three are allowed, and we will add this here. Okay, so this is the problem statement here. Okay, so let's just see whether using this link we can open this web page or not. If we can happily open this, then we can try this assignment. Okay, so let's create one more example of, let's say, multi-select list demo. Public static void main WebDriver manager dot Chrome driver dot setup WebDriver is equal to new Chrome driver, then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, and then driver dot get this one. Okay, so let's just see whether our automation opens this URL or not. Yes, it opens. Okay, so now our job is to select three city from here and click on add button. Okay, click select three cities and click on add button, and again select two cities and click on remove button. Hmm, we can do this operation. So select three cities from first list, click on add button, then select last two cities in another are added list box and click on remove. So this whole assignment we are going to do. So first step is select three cities from the first list, right? So for that we have to find, let me close this, we have to find this web element first. So right click and say inspect. Let's hover this here, so I can see it had some name here, and ID is also there. So name is source 11118, so I'll copy this. Okay, so first step is web element, and what is this about? Job location, web element, let's say list job location is equal to driver dot find element by dot name I have, name is this. Okay. Now next step is to create the object of the select. So select, let's say select job location is equal to new select and list job location. Okay, so second step is done. Now the third step is to select, right? So we can either select by visible text or whatever. So we will choose to select by visible text. So visible text here is, let's say, Bangalore, Chennai and Mumbai, right? So we will choose Bangalore. Let's say select job dot select by visible text, here Bangalore, right? And to select one more, you just have to repeat this sentence only. Okay, 3 times. Okay, so here only the cities will be changed. Okay, so now Bangalore, then Chennai. Actually, in this particular example, only 3 cities are allowed to select, but you can select multiple in the list. Let's say Mumbai. Okay, so let's just try this, and we will have some weight here. So thread dot slip, and I'll wait here for 2 seconds, and after every selection also we will have some wait, so that we will understand how the things are happening. So after first select and after second select. Okay, so right click and run. You see the page is loaded here. Bangalore, Chennai and now Mumbai is selected. You see, one by one all the three elements are selected. Yes, yes, are you understanding this? Please confirm. The multi-select list. Yes. Now the next part in the assignment is to click on this add button. Okay, so now this add button is quite something different. Okay, you may not find any name or ID here. Let's just try. So this is actually image, and image I don't have. I don't have anything here. But Xpath part is, I'll use the Xpath, right? Xpath is still yet to learn, but you can directly copy the Xpath by right clicking here, copy, and say copy Xpath. So Xpath is also one of the locator, right? So how do I do it? So I have just selected the web element, the code is highlighted, right clicked on the code, say copy and copy XPath. So I got a XPath here. So but actually this is not the right way, but the shortcut way is to get the XPath like this. So I'm just using driver dot find element by dot xpath, and xpath, this one I've copied, and let's say dot, or I'll call this as a add image. So XPath is such a long, I think actually this should not be like this. So select, sorry, so we'll call this as a web element img add, okay, and img add dot click. Okay, so this is the XPath. Actually, XPath is again a locator. We have seen locator like name, ID, link text, partial link text. So just like that, XPath is also one of the locators. So we have directly copied the XPath here from the code. Fine. So just our job was just to click on the image. So I've done that. So soon after this session, we will have a complete proper session on XPath. Don't worry. So right click and run. Bangalore is selected, Chennai is selected, Mumbai is selected, add button is clicked, and you see upon add all these three are here now. Okay, so now my next job is to deselect the or to select the last two things and click on the remove button. Okay, so right click and say inspect. Okay, and let's click here, and I can see by value or by index also you can select, right? So for that I have to get the web element of this using name, right? So yes, after this let's have a web element, let's say we'll call this as job, added job location, list added job location is equal to driver dot find element by dot name. Name is this. Okay, and let's create another select object. So select, let's say select added job location is equal to new select into this, pass this web element, and now we will select by index. So select added job location by index, select by index, and let's say 1 and 2. Okay, so just last two things we will select. Okay, so after selecting we will click on the remove button. Okay, so again we will use the thread.slip here so that uh, we will get a chance to see this slowly, and again after this also, and we will create a web element image, let's say remove, and again driver dot find element by dot xpath. Okay, so similar way I'll get the xpath there, and I'll say image remove dot click. Okay, so let's just see how to get the xpath of this. So click on this remove button, right click here, say copy xpath, paste it here. Okay, now let's just run this. So right click and run. Yes, the URL is opened. Bangalore is selected, Chennai is selected, Mumbai is selected. Added. Now Chennai will select, Mumbai will select, and remove button will be clicked, and yes, it is removed. Right? So yes. So have you got the flow of this assignment? Right? Please confirm. Have you understood this assignment? Yes? Good. So in this multi-select list, right? So we in multi-select list, right? In multi-select list, we can select the multiple elements, right? So there are two important things in multiple list, and we can deselect two. Okay, so this is important point. We can deselect two. So if I selected this, so it means I can deselect also, right? So for that we have method deselect, right? And deselect will also work like deselect by visible text, deselect by value, or deselect by index, and we also have deselect all, right? So for that we have below methods. Methods are like deselect by visible text. Okay, deselect by value, deselect by index, and deselect all. Okay, so let's just try this, and we'll try this in some another example. Let's open this. So right click and say new, deselection demo, right? So now say public static void main. So better I'll use the earlier code only, multi-select list. Okay, so I'll use up to this code as it is. So wherein I have selected few things. Okay, so you can see when I'll open this, I'll select Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai. Let's say deselect the Chennai. Okay, so for that you have to simply do deselect deselect sorry, you have to use the select job location object dot deselect by visible text. Okay, so let's just deselect by visible text. Again use thread.slip, right click and run. So first Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai will be selected one by one, and then Chennai will be deselected. Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai. Now Chennai will be deselected like this. Got this? So let's try it with let's say by value, or uh, let's suppose if it is 1. I'm sorry. Uh, let's use it using index. Select job location one. Deselect by index, and let's say index is 2. So let's just see which city gets deselected. Bangalore is selected, then Chennai, then Mumbai will be selected. Okay, now let's just see deselection will happen. 2. I have passed the index 2, so let's just see which one gets deselected. Actually 1 I have passed, so Chennai is deselected. 2 I have passed. Okay, so 0, 1, 2. So select is also considered as the first element, right? So now we will see deselection by value. So let's observe. Uh, so value again here is 1, 2, 3. So let's add 3 over here as a value. So Mumbai will be deselected. Okay, so let's try this. Select job location dot deselect by value. Let's pass 3 over here. So Mumbai should be deselected. Okay, so yes, Mumbai is deselected, right? And we will see the last method of the deselect, and that is deselect all. So all are deselected. So select job location dot deselect all. So all of them will be deselected. So right click and run. Yes, all of them are selected and all of them are deselected one by one. Okay, so this is how the deselect all works. Okay, so yes, have you understood this? So today actually we have seen how to deal with the drop down and multi-select list. Yes, please confirm, have you understood this? Or if you have any query, please come forward and ask me. Yeah, sure. Today's program on GitHub. I hope you already have the GitHub link, and thanks for reminding me. Yes, notes and video link means what?